So, where we left off was Shellshock, the metallic turtle, slammed into you guys, knocked everybody prone. Havelock got up, summoned a water spout, like in front of it, which basically clipped off one of its main wings. And so now it's struggling to stay control. It's lost most of its maneuverability. And so it is severely debuffed at this point. You have completely destroyed one of its wings. So, its top speed has significantly decreased, and some other stuff about it. But I believe that is about it. Will that be it for your turn, Havelock? Move on to Johnny. Did you have something else, Havelock?
No, I said that's all I can do.
Okay. Johnny, you're up. Holger on deck.
Okay. First, I'll try to get back up, and then I will probably try to. I'll try to move toward the. I'll get off the potion thrower, and I'll try to redirect the steering wheel so we can get back in a straight line instead of straight toward the beach.
You're going to get onto the potion thrower and do what now?
No, I'm trying to get off the potion thrower to get to the steering wheel so we can change the direction.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if you just want to try and take control of it real quick, yeah, you can right the vessel and just sort of put it on a straight path. Yeah, you can do that fairly easily. That will be your entire action, though, to do that.
Okay.
Bonus action, anything?
Nope, I don't have one.
Okay. Oh, I forgot to do something. Yeah. Eliza dropped concentration on Bless when she flew off. She's just sort of stuck in the rigging a little bit. But now that you've righted it, she's managed to stand up and dry herself off a bit. Holger, you are up. Sierra, you're on deck.
So, ship is currently pointed in good direction.
Yep.
The main competition that threatened us has now been neutralized.
Yes.
Being the turtle.
And using any of the ship
weaponry
is not at disadvantage anymore.
Well, I wouldn't say neutralized, more like
crippled heavily.
Yeah, it's
that's
crippled.
A fairly neutral state, I would say.
Neutralized
I mean,
is
if we leave them be, they'll probably end up in the maw.
Unable to do anything.
I
Right
mean,
now, they're kind of-
they'll probably stay in front of you for the rest of the race unless you do something.
Exactly,
Oh,
that's not
never
being.
mind then. I'm gonna get.
Still.
Sorry, I thought when you were saying we crippled them, I meant like they were half our speed. In that case, I'll harpoon.
No. They are definitely faster than you. They just don't have a whole lot going for them offensively. They're mostly going for like evasiveness defense. But yeah, go ahead and roll. If you have a heavy crossbow in your inventory, you can make an attack roll of that. Otherwise, you can just sort of roll a d20 and all.
Natural 20.
Okay. Yeah, you managed to get it like right in one of the chinks of this, like between the top and bottom plate, probably right where one of the wings comes out, or maybe like right in that spot where the wing was broken off. There's a big old hole where the wing would have come out of. So you just shoot the harpoon right in there.
Yep.
Okay.
Would it be like an action or a bonus action, like start pulling them back towards us?
I would say it would be an action to shoot them, and then like bonus action would be to kind of grapple check, pull them back. So go ahead and roll a d20, and they're going to try and resist. And this is sort of a contest.
Great, D20 for an 8.
Just a d20.
Okay.
This is more of testing to see if the rope can withstand.
I rolled a 6. I'm going to re-roll that.
Okay.
Subversive. No, this one. That's a 7.
A 7?
Yeah.
So at this point, you're trying to pull it back, but unfortunately, it's just a little bit too evasive. That it's like zigzagging back and forth, which is making it hard to crank it manually. You guys haven't reduced speed at all, but they're now going your speed. So at the very least, they're not getting farther away from you, and the rope is holding.
Gotcha.
So you have tethered yourself, but you have not begun to reel them in just yet. But you can attempt to do so next turn. Sierra, you're up.
Okay, the boat's back in course, and he can. You know what? I'm going to reel in manually. I'm going to pull the rope. I'm going to move to the front and start pulling the rope.
Okay, you wanna help Holgear with the crank?
Yeah, like
I'll say with
probably,
that,
starts
one of
cranking,
you can
and
roll for
I'm just
advantage.
grabbing. I'm just like grabbing the rope and pulling it.
Oh, okay. If you want to just do that, then you can make a strength check, and then Holgear can like be cranking it back into the winch.
Pure strength.
Yep, just a strength check.
26 was not 20.
You beat me by a power of 10. Yes, so you just slither up and just arm over arm, just start like pulling this thing back. Roll a d10 for me.
No, must roll a d100. D10.
And also you have advantage on this.
2.
You have advantage.
I got 2 and 1.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
You pull it back towards you guys 2 feet. This craft is so light that it really doesn't have the power to pull you guys forward, but you are able to drag it back. So now it's only 8 feet. You know what? I'll say 5 feet. It's 5 feet from the front of your boat, which is probably just enough that you guys aren't crashing into each other, but you could board it easily if you want to try and do something. But that is your action. Do you now want to try and jump to it? You have half your movement, which I'll say is enough to try and get there. You just have to make a acrobatics or athletics check. I would say athletics or acrobatics.
I mean, I could, but I wouldn't be able to do anything once I get there. I think I'll wait, see how things will go out during the next round.
Yeah, this isn't a typical craft where boarding seems like an obvious choice, so. But it's tethered in front of you at the moment. At the start of the round, Eliza comes back over to the wheel, and we'll take it back under control if you're willing, Johnny.
Yeah, I'll let her.
Okay. And she says, well, looks like you guys didn't need any buff at the moment, so I'm not going to spend another spell slot unless you guys really need it. Let's see, what else happens? You hear a lot of explosions behind you, and if anyone wants to make perception checks, they may.
I will.
All right.
I didn't spot anything.
Okay.
Not one.
And this is one of those things where I will not accept your passive perception.
32 or 22.
Oh, geez. Okay, yeah. Johnny, you look back and you see the big Leviathan ship is staying a relatively far distance back. I think I said it was like 100 feet behind you guys. But you can also see that an entire other racer has boarded their ship. As you see a giant squid that is, moderately sized, but still pretty big, has just completely jumped onto. Oh, it's a wood construct. It's an animated wood golem made to look like a squid. Has just sort of hopped onto the back end, and it's just flailing these tentacles around. And you can see that they have like these big bludgeoning, kind of spiked tips that they're sort of wrapping around the masts and just sort of smacking away at other people. So there's a big commotion back there, and you guys are very much not the biggest concern at the moment for all of that crew. Let's see, what else is going on? I think there's kind of a whole situation back there if you guys want to get into tumble with that, take advantage of that situation, so to speak. But you can notice that a lot of the sort of medium and smaller racers, you're a medium racer, and like Shellshock is a small racer, and then the Leviathan is probably the largest one. I would almost say it's like a huge size, and then the squid is like a big racer. Like the actual body of the squid is probably like 15 feet long, and then like the tentacles are 20 feet long each. But the Leviathan itself looks to be almost 60 feet long, from like tail tip to the front of the snout. Like it's a pretty long beast. Oh, also, Johnny, I will say that with that perception check, you can see two things off in the distance. There is what looks to be just a large wheel of water that just sort of spinning constantly off to the side, like it's staying way far out to the ocean, which is sort of the longer path. It's not trying to, use this opportunity to pass anyone at the moment. Staying near the coast is the fastest, but it just seems to be avoiding everyone at this point. But just a large spinning wheel of water. And you also noticed coming up along behind you, you notice a wake, but it doesn't seem to belong to any ship, at least none that you can see on the surface. And that's when you notice that you think you see something move underneath the waters, but you don't know how close it is. There is an unseen enemy.
Ah.
But the Shoutcasters have actually moved away from you guys at first, saying that you guys are pretty boring, and are just talking about the whole situation going back there with the Leviathan getting attacked. Havelock, what would you like to do? You can move your water spout on your turn if you want to. And basically you're going to have it move at speed with you guys, or you can drop it behind you guys. But
I'm gonna move it with.
Okay, yep, it's just sort of maintaining speed with you at a safe distance off to the side.
Alright, so does that mess with my total?
Nope, you can move it as a bonus action.
Okay, then in that case, is the total...
Is the turtle what?
They're around.
Yep, it's tethered right in front of you guys, trying to pull away, but it is unable to. It is locked in.
In that case, you said 5 feet, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna spit acid on it.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a d20. I'm gonna need you to make an attack roll with this, because if you fail, that acid that you spit is gonna come blowing back onto you and your ship.
I'm gonna use an auto 20 and an egg point.
Go ahead and roll damage.
Yeah, nah, this totals upset me. Alright, so let's see. Damage is 4d10.
Oh, this might actually kill some people.
Who
Are
cares?
we allowed? Are we gonna get in trouble from?
I mean, the only
Activate
rule is to
the
stay on
ship
the
directly?
ship, so...
Yeah, you can absolutely kill people.
I mean, I feel like we were pretty clear. We already marked.
The technicality of like boarding a vessel, I think, doesn't apply here, because you have like grappled them, you have pulled them in enough that this counts.
You're like, what, 5 feet next to it?
What'd you get for damage?
Go damage.
Are we allowed? Question mark.
Nope. Okay, hold up. God dang it, my D&D Beyond's messing up. Can someone look for me, please? I can't see it.
For what?
Can someone look at what my dice rolled, because I can't see what it...
Last one 15? On the
15.
15?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you huck just the viscous loogie into the hole, and you hear screams, and the entire thing just sort of spins. I think, Holger, you disconnect as a reaction, and you just, guys, you just let it go spinning behind you. It absolutely tears itself up from the inside. As it pops open, just breaking into multiple pieces, you see several charred bodies go plummeting. They just go cartwheeling through the water behind you. And the entire ship is just completely shattered. It doesn't even sink. As you can see, the internals of it were mostly held together with very simple framework that was not expecting acid to get inside. And so they're just completely under the waves before they even get to the Leviathan. They're just completely out. And you hear the Shoutcaster call, "Ooh, that's gotta hurt." That's one way to crack open a shell. Oh, absolutely. I love shellfish, but looking at the way that that's been prepared, that's a little bit rough for me.
Avlok licks his lips.
Like, we're done. Turtle soup.
Yeah, exactly.
Crab than Total. Total has a weird aftertaste.
Johnny, what would you like to do?
Okay, so there's probably a mystery ship underneath the water, but I don't know. Like, is it like toward the back of the ship, or is it like on the side?
You can tell that there's something underneath the waters. You don't really know the scope of it. You don't know how big it is. You don't know how close it is. You don't know how fast it is.
There's like a water wheel that's kind of like far away from us. Or like,
Yeah, it's like on the far outside that you would almost think that that's like out of bounds, but I guess there isn't an out of bounds. But you can point these things out to people, and you all can turn and look, and you can see just, yeah, a big wheel of water that's just sort of continuously spinning and racing alongside everyone. But as it is staying far away from the coast, it is having to take the long route of these corners, sort of weaving around the pillars of rock that are sort of the general topography of
Like-
the rocks and stuff.
yeah. Okay. And I'll probably try to, like, while staying on the ship, I'll probably get was like hand to the whatever under the water, and I'll pull out my
Wake?
yeah, wait.
Okay.
Try to take a swing in this direction.
Okay. Yeah, you take a big old swing and carve out some of the water, and you can see very briefly before you guys just continue on. Go ahead and make an attack roll. But you can see, like, very briefly, chain links of metal just rapidly moving back and forth. Sort of like a serpentine maneuver.
22 to hit.
Okay, yep, go ahead and roll damage.
11 slashing. Wait. What's the thing? My build that activated last session.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're buffed to all weapons. I don't remember what that is.
Is my mouth a weapon?
There's
So-
something to do with your class ability.
Yeah. I just can't remember the exact name of it. So, 20 points of slashing damage total.
Okay.
My
Yeah,
mouth?
you swing your sword and you just hear like the briefest clank before it just like completely gets washed over with the waters again. Like it barely has any time for the reverberation.
Or did he just crash again? No, there you go.
No, but there was something metallic in the water that he hit. But you can see that it seems to be some sort of like robotic serpent that's maneuvering underneath the waves. And it is creating this sort of wake behind it on the surface of the water, but it is swimming below the surface.
Wow, it smelled. It saw a snake.
Oh, it's liquid snake.
Nice.
Someone say snake?
Snake? Snake?
Snake.
Now I'm hungry.
Okay.
Okay, how. Okay.
And that's just one attack.
Yeah, I'm thinking we're gonna do something reckless.
Okay, go for it. Are you just gonna jump into the water?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Wouldn't you be like disqualified for
And
this?
Donnie's disqualified.
Technically speaking, he's boarding.
It's under the water. I've already made path down to it.
I mean, as long as you're holding on to a ship, you can be underwater.
Wait, does that mean if I go and grab one of the...
It's when you're
This
not on a vehicle anymore that you're considered disqualified.
Alright, quickly.
You can't
someone...
swim from a ship to a ship.
If you have been dismounted from a vehicle, then you're disqualified, basically. So
What
this
I'm
could be a
hearing you-
very dangerous maneuver he's going to do, but as long as he makes it, it should be fine.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay. Make
he's
an
trying to board the boat.
athletics or acrobatics check.
Uh,
And this is going from your ship to theirs.
Wait,
Okay.
which ship he's going? The snake one?
it's like a
You guys don't know what's
underwater.
happening. You just see Johnny looking off the water, make a slash at nothing, and then leap off the side. Or actually, he
Yeah,
leaps off the
it's-
back end.
If Sierra had seen the snake, that would be like this her reaction. I put it on discussion.
Somebody just take a swing in the air and just dip real quick.
I mean,
He
he
needs a
hasn't
little
said
break,
anything
you know?
yet.
Okay, and I'm gonna use an auto 20. I don't want to.
Okay. For a total of
Do I have my modifier to it still?
yes, you add your modifier to your 20.
29.
Okay, yes. That is just your movement. You have made it. You leap into the water, and you hear the commentators like, "Oh my goodness, what is happening? Someone from First is leaping into the water for absolutely no reason." But then you land. You instantly get just swaying back and forth, back and forth. You're gonna have to figure out some way to hold onto this thing. But you still have your action. What do you do?
Okay. And I'm
You're gonna either
pull
have to
out,
grapple it or make an attack roll to stick a weapon into it or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull out how pronounce this weapon? Staven's hammer. Like how
Yeah.
pronounce it?
I'm trying to remember what I called it. I think I called it Felicitas? I don't remember what the specific word is. If I saw it, I'd know how to pronounce it.
Yeah. Or we can say fallacious.
Inflation.
Yeah, I'm gonna take that and like right into the top of it. I'm just gonna swing down
Felicitas.
using the
Felicitas.
Felicitas. Okay.
Felicitas.
Yeah,
It means
that's
well
very
chosen or suited for the circumstances.
Ironic.
It's also named after a lady, Felicia.
So I'm gonna take the hammer and just try to, like use the
Oh, you just want to
Big
blow a
liquid-
hole in it?
yeah, to fall right inside of it.
I like how I said you should figure out a way to hold on. You're like, nah, I'm just gonna rip it in two.
Eliminate the competition. I like his style.
Well, if he doesn't,
But I will fall
He's
right
just
on
making
it.
a
if
hold.
he if he
Oh.
completely scuttles the ship while he's on it and can't get back, which he
He's
no
bonded
longer has
well.
any movement this turn,
Yeah, but he
he's
can
out
mark-
of the race.
He's
I
bonded
got
well.
warp,
to
right?
go bounce to the ship.
Go ahead and roll an attack roll with the weapon. See if you can hit its AC first and foremost.
Does a 27 hit?
You have disadvantage because you're currently being shaken by it because it is moving so wildly, and you have not found a way to hold on to it yet.
Don't worry, if it gets any closer, I'll pull out the acid.
Does a 22 hit?
Yes.
Do I roll damage with it or?
You're not using the traditional damage of this weapon, correct? You're using the special ability of it, so.
Yeah, special ability roll.
Okay. So, I need you to roll 3d8.
Okay. That's not great. 3 damage.
Really?
All 3. I mean, all 1s.
Wow. Okay. You all watch as Johnny leaps into the water behind you and is just kind of surfing on this wake behind you, takes a hammer and just goes dink, just on nothing, on like the water behind you, and it's wild.
I still got
Is
one
that
more
your
20
turn?
left. No, I still
Does
got
he
one
manage
more.
to, like,
11.
Bend the metal enough to like hold into it.
No. I mean, he could try and find a handhold anywhere, but I mean, he's used his action to attack now, so.
Yeah, I got one more. Yeah,
Okay.
3 right now.
Okay, if you got one more attack,
Yeah,
go for
try
it.
again.
Roll to hit.
With disadvantage?
Yep.
Okay, that's 19. And just pick 1. $18 hit.
An 18 does not hit.
Then like to you. Action surge.
Okay. So you get your action back. If you want to use it
Yeah.
for attacks, you may, but you can also use your action for something else.
I will use it to attack.
Okay, you have 2 attacks.
Okay, the first one. Yep, that definitely misses. Okay, second one. Still misses for sure. Okay, that might hit. So second roll.
I assume you're using your inspiration to roll again.
No, Crash had created disadvantage, so I'm
Oh,
rolling
gotcha,
twice. So he said, and I'm. Okay, does a dirty 20 hit?
Yes, a 20 does hit.
Okay, finally.
So go ahead and roll 3d8
Okay.
again.
Okay, that's better. 13 points of thunder damage.
Okay, yeah, you managed to swing the hammer just enough that it dink, just sticks. It manages to stick right into it. So now you have a handhold with Staven's hammer. But that is your turn for sure. Unless you have a bonus action. Do you have a bonus action?
I
Probably.
do, but I don't. I have one, but just increases damage per
Yeah,
weapon.
that's fine. Oh, well, that's interesting. Holger, you're up. Sierra, you're on deck. I guess you're both on the deck of the ship, but haha. Eliza
Okay.
calls to you and says, I don't know what Johnny's doing, but he just jumped off the boat.
Is it riding something?
I mean, he's still back there. Also, the spot where Shell Shocked hit you was a superficial hit, so wood splintered, but you aren't taking on water or anything. But the boat did take some
Gotcha.
damage. Basically, whenever the boat takes damage, I actually roll to see if it's a significant enough hit to damage the structural integrity of it, depending upon how much damage it is. So, just letting you know.
Is there anyone even near us aside from the thing that Johnny's riding?
Not as far as you can see. The the normal racers like you guys are kind of struggling to get around the whole spiel that's happening with the Leviathan and whatnot. Which is
Okay,
why
so we
you
just
assume
broke
people are
free.
taking the long kind of way around that mess.
Also, the big ships are way behind, being torn apart by other big ships.
Yeah.
I guess I'll just wheel the harpoon gun around to see if I can spy the chain snake, I suppose.
Yeah, you maneuver the harpoon around, but unfortunately you don't see anything.
There's no way to do a perception check to see it underwater?
If you would like
Is
to
it just
roll perception, you may.
visible?
Yeah.
Okay, hear me out. Why don't we just shoot Johnny with a cannonball?
We'll have cannon.
We have the fireball cannon.
The
Exactly.
fireball cannon specifically does not point backwards, because if it did, it
Yep.
would point towards the wheel, the steering wheel.
All right.
I specifically didn't want to shoot in ourselves,
Yeah.
and I rolled a 13 on my
Fun.
perception check.
You can see Johnny behind you guys, apparently on something that's just beneath the water surface. But he's getting splashed up with so much water he can barely see. But he's holding on for dear life. And you can see that he's getting tossed, absolutely just like back, forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. There is something moving in a serpentine manner underneath the water. But he's probably like 20 feet behind you guys.
I'm going to cast Silent Image in front of the unseen serpentine thing to see if it responds to visual stimuli.
You don't know where the front of it is.
You're
You
right,
don't
but
you
I
don't know the
can.
shape of it, you don't know what it is or where it is, other than it's underneath the water and apparently Johnny's on top of it.
I know Johnny is 20 feet behind us. I sincerely doubt this thing is 20 feet long. I'm putting it behind our ship.
Okay, what are you putting behind you? Are you just making like a fart cloud as you guys are running along?
Pretty much. I'm putting a visual obstacle in front of the thing that Johnny is riding.
Okay, what is the illusion that you're making? Where are you making it?
I'm going to do a... let's keep with the brand of a ghost ship. A sort of like a rotting back panel of the ship sort of falls off, or so it looks, and then it's just gonna bob in the water.
Okay, you make what looks to be a section of the ship that just sort of falls into the water, and it's just sort of it gets like tossed up in the wake a little bit, but then just sort of like stops spinning and bobs in the water, and Johnny just sort of like, I guess, like passes through it, as you guys just like it maintains speed and it just goes on past, and there is
Okay, so it no recognition of it noticing a brick wall, or like not necessarily a brick wall, but like a bobbing section of ship was in its way.
Yeah. I would say that with that, you would either surmise that this thing is powerful enough to barrel through a brick wall, or that it doesn't care about anything above the water. But I'll say that you don't know
You know what?
much.
That's fair. I didn't specify it was going underneath the water. Whatever.
Well,
Well,
you made
I
like a
think-
general thing that was like halfway above and below the water, because you said it was bobbing in the water.
Yeah, but whatever. Bonus action, Bardic Inspiration, Johnny.
Okay.
They'll probably need it. And that's the end of my turn, because I can't do anything.
Yeah, if you guys just want to make like general perception checks, you can do that as a free action once per turn. If you want to like investigate something specifically, like looking at a ship to see if you can see somebody, I guess that would be like a bonus action to like try and look a little bit closer or something. But otherwise, Sierra, you are up.
Okay, would I need a perception check to see Johnny?
No, you would not need to. You would just need to move to the stern of the ship. in order to see him behind you guys.
So
And you
I'm going
can
to
see
move-
that he is slowly getting closer. But it's hard to tell
I'm
because he's
going-
getting whipped back and forth so much.
I'm going to move to the back of the ship. Get to the ocean thrower. It's like a turret, right? Yeah, like a small like tripod or something to hold it into place, right?
What are you asking?
We have a potion thrower, right? Or crossbow. It's like mounted on something.
You have the potion launcher that's sort of behind the
Yeah.
wheel a little bit. Yeah.
But that's like mounted, right? So it
Yes.
has a structure connecting to the boat.
It's probably mounted
So-
to the back rail or something.
So I want to try to like wrap my tail, the end of my tail there, and stretch so I can reach to Johnny.
Johnny's 20 feet away from you, so I do not believe your flail
I am
is
20
that
feet
long.
long. I'm 20 feet
What?
long. Okay, I can go. Yeah. Even though I can drop like 15 feet.
Okay. You wrap your tail around the boat and lower yourself into the water. I am going to need you to make a acrobatics check to survive being tossed in the wake of the boat as you attempt to stretch out to Johnny. Actually, first make a strength saving throw, which you probably will succeed, but let's just start with that.
Yeah, at 20 and acrobatics, it's 21.
Athletics, acrobatics or athletic?
Yeah, acrobatics, I got a 19 plus 2, 21.
Yeah, I guess either would be fine. Yeah, okay, yeah. You can easily maneuver behind the ship. Now what do you do? Are you trying to grab Johnny?
I'm trying to pick up Johnny because I don't know why he jumped into the water to begin
Okay.
with.
Johnny is currently zigzagging back and forth. If you two want to try and maneuver together to grab... I mean, at this point, this is more about, like, Johnny understanding what you're going for and allowing it to happen. If you just want to slam into him and grab him, you will now be tethering your ships together and being the living tether as you're waving back and forth. And you think that would be enough to pull Johnny, but that would probably destroy your railing before it like if your two vessels were to pull apart, you don't think that your ship's integrity would be enough to withstand. This is a very powerful metal contraption. I'm not saying that your wood is flimsy, but I'm just saying that wood is weaker than metal.
Yep.
So I need Sierra and Johnny to have this conversation as Sierra's just bobbing in the water, getting just completely riding, like wakeboarding. Or what is it when you're being towed behind a boat?
I have no idea.
Being
Wakeboarding.
speed, I guess.
Skiing? Yeah, sure.
Wakeboarding.
The Dauntless has kind of like pulled into a neutral position where like Bobby Burnsides is referring to what's happening on the Leviathan, and I don't remember what her name is, Lisa or something, says like, what is going on with the Sunken Dutchman? We've got several individuals that are in the water. Wait, I actually have it written down. Her name is Saria Lowry. That's right. So Saria is currently talking about whatever you guys are doing. But nobody has called you out yet, basically. So. Johnny, Sierra, what are you two doing?
I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
No.
Well, it's like the Doppler effect, so it's like, what are you doing?
I don't know.
Yeah, Johnny's completely drenched, just like waist deep in water, just getting tossed about.
I'm on something of metal. I think it's a jump.
I think Sierra, I think that's gonna be your action. So I think we're gonna jump to the start of the order. So you're in position, and I'll let you do stuff as stuff happens. But I do sort of want to describe what happens next, because Johnny does start to rise up out of the water, and in doing so, you also notice that several razor sharp fins start to rise up out of the water as well, right where you are. So I need you to make a dexterity saving throw with disadvantage because it's going to be difficult to dodge these sharp fins coming up.
Yeah, well,
12?
No, you are on top of the thing. 7. You are
So
on
I'm
the
happy.
top of the things. So I don't think you have to roll. I'm being dragged above it. So I am the cheese grater here, not you.
Yeah. Sierra's getting put up against the cheese grater. Johnny's on the cheese grater.
chilling.
So what'd you get, Sierra?
7.
Okay, you take 13 points of slashing damage. I need you to make a strength saving throw to keep holding on.
Strength save. Oh, 12.
Okay, you can tell that you're starting to slip. You can still pull yourself back in, but you don't know if you're going to be able to hang out here for much longer. So you can either choose to transition to where Johnny is or go back to the boat on your next turn. But you watch as this mechanical snake starts to surface, and Saria Lowry calls out, "Oh, and it's returning champ, the..." Excuse me. My goodness. The Shrieking Eels are back, everyone! And you can hear, like, you didn't even realize that there was any crowds nearby, but you hear people cheering. And you turn and look, and you can see that there are general people on the shore, and some people that are just sort of on the Dauntless, too. But pulling up underneath, it's going to try and mess with your guys' ship.
Was there actually like a compartment in there that has people in it, or is it like just an animated boat?
This thing looks like it's it is relatively large. It's like 15 feet circumference, and it's like a big metal stake waving back and forth. And you can feel like your ship bump, and some damage gets done to the hull underneath. But Eliza manages to pull away as the maw of this thing surfaces and splashes back down, and it is now racing alongside all of you. And you can see it's got like these big like red tinted windows for eyes, and you can see some creatures in there. You can't really make out what it is. The face is pretty much moving at speed next to you guys, and just the tail behind it is wagging back and forth. But that is the current situation. Havelock, you are up first. Vessel has entered combat.
Is the cannon aiming towards it at all?
It's actually I think you could, yeah, you could fire the cannon at this thing.
I'm gonna give it a shot.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Go ahead and roll a d20.
Oh, oh no.
Ooh. That's a 9. So I'm gonna... Do I want to use an auto 20? Yeah,
That's up to you, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna use an auto 20.
Okay. Here's what happens. You launch a fireball. Hold on, let me roll damage for it. That's not good.
Oh no.
You just swivel this thing around, and charge up a fireball that shoots through one of the eyes and out the other, causing just a whole bunch of sparks to shoot out. And you watch as the mechanical mouth like was starting to open and just kind of actually, Johnny, I need you to make a strength saving throw as the entire thing freezes momentarily.
Not my fault.
21.
Okay, yeah, you hold on, you're fine. And it does sputter and fall behind you guys a little bit, but now it's starting to pick back up, and you just hear just a whole bunch of commotion. Luckily enough, the damage done to it was above the water, so it's not taking on water just yet. But if anyone wants to try and leap into the control panel through the open windows of the eye ports, you can attempt to do so.
Good news, it can't go underwater again.
Actually, Havelock, you still have your bonus action and movement if you want to try and board it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Why not?
Okay. Go ahead and make
Go
an
on.
athletics or acrobatics check.
Let me see which one I have better with. And I suck at both.
I have an idea,
What's your idea?
and it would be best if no one
Damn.
was on the ship. My idea was quote unquote board and become huge size. So I'm basically like the size of this other ship. I'm still on a ship,
Well,
I guess.
if you
and I'm going to use this ship to hit the Leviathan.
if you are swimming with metallic full plate snake armor, I don't think that counts as you driving a ship. But we'll
no,
see.
like I imagine like if I'm like holding to the ship and technically boarding, right? So if I use this thing as a weapon, does it still count as I'm standing on a ship? Because I want to use this to beat up the Leviathan.
You can absolutely try. Also, I was gonna say, Havelock, if you would prefer to like shoot your spear in there and then bonus action teleport to it, you can make an attack roll instead.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Which would be a strength check for throwing, which would technically be athletics. But I'm pretty sure that, yeah.
If it is a finesse weapon, you can use either anyway.
Yeah, if you just want to roll an attack roll, that's fine. I'll allow that.
Okay.
But yeah, you guys aren't blessed. You don't have a D4 to your attacks and saves. What was that?
Build D20.
Yeah, I think that's just enough to get in there. I think you like do a cool like leap from the edge of the ship and realize that you're not gonna quite make it, so you toss your spear right through the window. It's not a clean entry. I think it like clatters to the ground and you teleport to it and you have to get yourself up off the ground. But you can see that there's a few people just sort of running back and forth. Make a stealth check. Let's see if anybody notices you.
Do,
27.
Okay, I think someone runs up to you and it's like, here, take this up to the front, and they like hand you a bunch of like box of components, and someone from the cockpit's like, I need that up here.
Pablo just like you, so he just does it.
Yeah,
It's
so
really hard.
yeah, you just like go back up to the cockpit. But that is it for your turn. That is your movement, your action. and your
Pablo
bonus action.
is joined the enemy crew.
Yeah. Johnny, you're still on this thing. What are you doing now?
Okay, so how close I am to like the head of it?
You're about in the middle of it, and this thing is 60 feet long.
Ah,
So you're about 30 feet from the head or the tail. But you do have a decent hole getting started here.
yeah. So I'm gonna try to use the hammer again, but I'll do the like destroy 10-foot cube.
Do you want to like make handholds going forward, or are you just like trying to make this hole bigger?
I'll try to make the hole bigger.
Okay, yeah, go
But
ahead
I
and roll
can
to hit.
fall into it. Okay.
I'm like pulling my hair out. Like, this is intense.
13 hit.
No, 13 does not hit.
Can I try again, or that one time?
You're still having disadvantage because this thing is whipping you around back and forth. But you have multiple attacks.
Okay. That's okay.
You do know that anything lower than a 20 does not hit.
Okay, good to know. That was a dirty 20.
Okay, that'll hit.
And
Okay, boys, left or right?
okay. So roll a 3.
I will say that it's it's probably come up along the left side of you guys because it doesn't want to be pincered between you and the bank. So it's off to the left of you guys. Just information.
17 thunder.
17 damage.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. You rip a big enough, like you slam, boom, and it punctures in, and there is definitely water sloshing in now. I'll say you've made like a 5-foot hole.
Could I fit
Like
it or
just
no?
enough that you could probably try and squeeze in, but it would be safer to like make a bigger hole.
Yeah, no, that's what I'll do for my last hit.
Okay. Like a lot of it is definitely like crumpling in, but for like actual like big enough holes to like into yeah.
Yeah, that definitely misses. That'll be in my turn.
Okay. Oh shoot! Actually, this thing would be dealing double damage because this is a construct rather than a creature.
Oh.
Yeah, I think
34?
you've torn like a 20-foot hole into this thing, which is definitely bigger than one of these segments. So I think like the back half of this tail is now no longer like moving segmentedly correctly now. So I think this thing actually starts to slow down significantly. It's also taking on a lot of water. Sarah, you watch as Johnny slowly drifts away from you.
I'm like, Johnny, back to the boat.
Holger, it's your turn. Oh, actually,
Wait, we can teleport
technically,
as an action or as a bonus action?
Johnny
Wait,
still
wait,
has
I-
his movement.
Yeah.
If you want to
try
try and
swimming.
run and leap to Sierra, you can.
Wait, so they have enough room to like get into the hole?
Oh, yeah. If you just want to board it, yeah, you can get in there.
I got way few movement.
Okay, you leap in, and there's a guy standing right there, but he rolled a 1, so he's like, "Are you here to help?"
I heard you and his leg washed away.
Stupid.
And I'll put my hand up. I'll put my hand on his shoulder. I am the help.
They're gnomes. I forgot to mention they're a bunch of gnomes. So I think this guy has like his glasses are completely like fogged up. He's got like these goggles strapped to his face. You can actually see that there's like a little bit of water in them. You can see that he's like trying to tilt his head up to keep the water from washing into his eyes and his vision. Apparently his goggles are not watertight. But yes, you are inside now, so no need for you to worry about falling off. Holger, it is now your turn.
I'm just imagining like Zani sees Havelox is like helping, and he's like, "Oh, you walk here too?"
Yeah, Sierra's calling out like, "It is not looking good for the Shrieking Eels this round. The Sunken Dutchman is absolutely tearing through most of these contestants, standing completely unopposed." Holger, you're muted, by the way. I don't know if you're here.
No, I was.
Yes.
Is there any way I can get an angle for the harpoon shot?
The harpoon is on the front, so unless you wanted Eliza to do some dexterous movements, I would say no.
As much as I want to cosplay Tokyo Drift, I think it's better if we just do this
Okay.
not the easy way, but you know. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go join and board.
I believe Johnny, Havelock, and Sierra are soulbound to the ship. No, not Havelock.
No, Havelock not.
I think it was Freddy, so that's unfortunate. I'll say Holger, if you want to take this round to attune to the ship, you can become soulbound to it. How about that?
Sure, I'll spend an action.
Okay, yeah, you become soulbound to the ship now. So you can spend a bonus action to teleport back to this boat at any point in time.
Gotcha. And all bonus action.
I'll also make it a
Articles.
reaction, just to be super fair.
Okay.
You know, just in
Then
case
bonus
something
action.
starts sinking.
Like we all just saying.
Okay, so bonus action, Bardic Inspiration onto, I'm thinking, Havelock if I can get a line of sight.
Unfortunately, you cannot. The
Okay.
only person you can see is
Sierra.
Sierra. Yeah. Oh, and Eliza,
How about-
if you really want to.
Yeah, but I
Um,
don't think she's going to be making any more checks. We're kind of killing off the competition.
Yeah. Well, Eliza's maintaining, like, the positioning of your boat and making sure that you're not running into anything. And she's doing some good maneuvering to keep you guys close to the shore without actually beaching you. Which is nice because you guys are actually pretty much on top of the water. You don't have, like, too deep of a water footprint. So you can get pretty close to the shore. But yeah. I guess that'll be your turn unless you want to move to... If you want to move from the front of the boat to the back of the boat, you could do that.
Yeah, that's about the only thing I can do.
Okay. Sierra, you are up. I'm just about out of water, goodness.
Should I turn this thing to a massive whip?
You have two party members that are boarded onto the vessel. Front half is damaged, middle half to back half is damaged. You are getting dragged in the water. And you're losing your grip. So this is your last round before holding onto the boat is going to be too hard. Yes. What?
Okay. I'm going to.
Well, let me put it to
Transition.
you this way. This will be the last round before I'll make you roll a check to go back onto the boat. You can, as a free action or as your free movement, just go back onto the boat. If you wait another round, I'll make you make a check. So
I
not
think I'll
that
end up transition-
difficult, but just let me know.
I think I'll transition to the serpent.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to try and swing your way over there.
Like, yeah, Johnny opened a pretty big hole. I should be able to grab the edge or something.
Okay. I think Eliza is like looking over her shoulder, and I think she does like a little steer. So she's gonna give you advantage on this acrobatics check. And I am gonna make it acrobatics, not athletics, because this is tumbling. This is trying to get into a hole.
17.
Okay, yeah. She does a little flick of the wheel and spins you off to one side too far, but then goes back the other direction, swinging you back in like a pendulum, wrecking ball style, right into the hole. And it's not clean. You do take 3 points of slashing damage, but now you are standing right next to Johnny. And the guy that
going
just
to-
asked him for help, and he's like, who are you? He's not immediately hostile, but he is questioning who you are and what you're doing here.
I look at the thing. I am the inspiration for the model, and I'm going to drop from our ship and use my giant smite to become huge, so I basically this thing's size. And I want to shove this thing into the beach. So, like slowing down, so the orb.
Wait, so first and
Can
foremost,
keep
what do
going.
you tell this guy that he just asked what you're doing here?
I've said that I am the.
Oh, you're the model? Okay.
Yeah, I am the model.
Make a deception check. Or I'll allow performance with advantage since you are a snake person.
I will use deception because I also have advantage.
Oh, okay.
And that's a 10.
He's like, I
Wait.
mean, the ship really doesn't look like you, and I kind of remember being there when we designed it, and it wasn't based off of a Naga. So, I'm not sure who you are, but I don't think you're friends. And he turns to Johnny, quick, help me.
Yeah.
And Johnny's like, you got it. And just like, that's just your movement, Sierra, to get in here. You
Yeah,
still have
I want
all
to-
your
to
actions.
start- I want to start to push this thing like back and towards the beach, so it starts beaching itself and gets stuck.
How?
I'm the same size of this thing with giant smite. I get huge size.
Right, but what
like,
are
at
you
the same time.
pushing off of? You're in the water. It's swimming.
Yeah, it's swimming. But Johnny kind of did that, and no one bothered saying that.
Wait, what?
I mean, it's still in contact with the ship. I think it counts.
Well, if you go outside the ship and swim against it, you would be disqualified.
Okay.
So you've got to think of some way to take it down from the inside. Because if you just want to go big and suplex a boat onto land, that's not that's not boarding a ship. Like, you could do that, but I think that would be
Okay,
like a
so-
last hurrah type thing to do, because then they would like say that
Yeah.
you were out.
So instead of going huge size, can I go like large size into the hole and forward swim with the remaining of my body?
I mean, currently there is a back half section that is completely offline. So if you just want to completely fill out that section, and just grow big enough to fill, yeah, you could absolutely do that. Or you could try and go for the front half. And like try and overpower the machinery. If you want to do that.
I would be game the machine, I would wear it.
Become one with the machine.
How
I
big
think
can you
this-
grow?
Up to 80 feet long.
Okay, yeah, so big enough to take control of the entire thing. Alright, sure, you know what? Go for it. You... I was
Well,
not
not
thinking
that
about
humor.
this when I came up with this.
I'm seeing this, and you know those like mermaid costumes? Sierra will be wearing like that giant shape of like a costume with her like human torso coming out of the serpent's mouth.
You... the gnome...
Naga.
The gnome points at Johnny and says, "Take care of this one," and then points at Sierra, who has now grown to the size of the hallway. And Sierra just picks up Johnny as the gnome just runs all the way to the cockpit. And there... you could feel like 3 gnomes behind you get pushed to the absolute rear of the vessel and get squished. And there's now 4 gnomes up in the cockpit with Johnny, Havelock, and now you in the cockpit. Holgear, you watch as this abomination just takes control of this Megazord from the inside out. And Eliza just kind of watches with horror as like the joints of the machines just like start bursting with electricity and blood as gnome bodies get pressed up against the sides. I am gonna need you to make some sort of check for this takeover, Sierra. Just make a strength check. Okay. I didn't roll too terribly.
17.
Okay. The
Yeah,
machineries
strength, if you
don't
have, like,
completely
athletics,
give
that
up. What was that?
It is pure strength or athletics?
Yeah, athletics. What's your athletics total?
With that, it's a 25.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Yeah, you completely control the vessel now. You were just swimming with a metal swimsuit. And Saria's like, what is going on in there? And because she can't technically see what's happening, you aren't technically cheating. And you have completely taken control of the vessel. There's no rule against it, but they'll definitely make a rule for next year that you can't just wear someone's boat.
I feel like they're just going to make an addendum to that you can't wear just armor rule.
They had a rule against just swimming, but they didn't technically count as swimming as the...
The ship.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I need to pee. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Looks like I am the captain now to a whole new level.
Man,
Oh,
we
wait,
met.
I'm
I am
the
the ship
captain now.
Now you're the ship.
So, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
How does it feel to make Sparrow have to go?
I think I never broke a DM like that. Like, laughing like that.
I've
I mean
never
that
seen
you
that
have few
happen
DMs
before.
like concerned, but like this.
Don't think I've ever seen a DM have to go pee from how funny Azok was. So that's definitely a force.
Oh, this is why I like
give you-
playing role-playing games.
I'll give you
Oh.
credit there. You definitely did something I never expected.
Yeah. Yeah.
Phil, you have no idea what we're talking about right now.
No. What are you talking about?
Oh, the fact that she made you have to go pee.
Yeah, it's happened twice before. I don't remember what they were though.
Oh, that's the first one.
I think one of them was in this campaign. It might have been when you guys were all lifting each other up incrementally.
Oh yeah, when we were looking up that one boy.
And I think the
Oh,
other
God.
time was all the way back in Outland or something. My goodness.
The tower is strong. Delayed phone.
You're wearing the mechanical boat. That's your action and your movement. Bonus action, anything?
That's yeah, my action and bonus action to grow.
Yeah, I think I think it's bonus action to grow and then action to take control of the boat.
Yeah. I just like turn to Johnny. I imagine that like maybe like an arm outside the serpent's mouth, and I'm just like holding Johnny like off the boat with you.
Yeah, if you just want to like one by one pick up the gnomes and just like start chucking them out of the mouth, you can do that. Oh man, it was gonna be so cool. It was gonna like wrap around the boat and it was gonna do a shrieking attack, and no, that's fine. Just wear it as a skin suit.
We don't like that idea.
Oh, don't worry, I have like 10 rounds in this form. There's going to be a ton of rapping. Because the Leviathan is back there.
Yeah, because it is
They'll wipe out everyone else.
it is technically plate mail. I am gonna make you swim with disadvantage, but otherwise you're just wearing this.
And an entire ship. Some plasma marine.
Oh, I just want to cancel the campaign here because it's not going to get better than that. Top of the round. Oh, what happens? Who knows? Who cares? Let's see how the Leviathan's doing. Oh my goodness. Holgear, you're the only one that sees this, but you hear a thrumming behind you, and you turn around just enough to see as the squid that was on top of the Leviathan opens its beak and releases a torrent of energy that splits the whole of the ship in half. And the Leviathan goes down. Yeah, the Leviathan just stops, kind of keels over and falls into the water, and just starts splintering. Because it was going pretty fast, so it doesn't even have time to sink properly. And with that, a bunch of the smaller vessels maneuver through the wreckage and start coming up behind you guys. And the squid leaps into the water, and with a splash, I think it like takes out like another smaller boat, and just starts coming in your direction. You watch, it's just like spinning rapidly like a drill, and it's gonna be here soon. So you guys have a round to prepare.
Is it a ship, or is it a construct being controlled by someone?
I mean, it's a wood golem of some kind. You did notice that there was two like dome eyes on the side of it, but it was so far away that you couldn't really make any more details out about it. You assume that like the body part of it is some sort of like cockpit basically, and like and when I say that it was spinning like a drill, I mean like the body of it was like staying still, but like all the tentacles behind it have made like a
Like a fan blade.
it just started spinning. You remember that that Gungan ship from Star Wars Episode 1?
No, but pretend I do.
Okay. Basically, it only has 6 tentacles, and they're like spinning around like a propeller.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Octocopter.
Yep. But it looks like it's getting ready to ram your ship with the sharpened peak of its body.
Wait, are you telling me the giant serpent ship's not going any danger to it?
Oh well, you don't know who it's going for, but it's probably going for
Okay.
one of you.
Fair enough.
Havelock, what do you want to do? Which boat do you want to be on? You've got 2 now.
Okay, so are there any gnomes still in the cockpit with me?
Do you want to eat one?
No, is there any gnomes?
Sure.
Havelock picks one of them up and says, "This is mine now."
They say, yes,
Talking
okay,
about the
okay,
gnome or
don't
the-
kill me, just don't kill me, please.
Get up, come on, we're going to my ship. Alright, I'm going to the other ship and I'm taking this little.
I'm gonna say that Sierra just like reaches out one big arm and plants you back on the deck of the ship. No, nothing needed. You still have your action, your bonus action.
This is why I'm beautiful.
Yeah, because she's a sea monster.
I wonder what she tastes like.
I'm pretty sure I bought it somewhere here, like a mixture between pork and chicken.
Oh, goodness.
Mind if I get a piece later? You got plenty.
Is that a pickup line?
No! Talking about flesh.
Cannibal pickup lines. Let's go.
I'm not into snake women.
Nice flesh. Can I try it on later?
Yeah, that's about right.
Alright, what are you doing with your prisoner?
He's not a prisoner. He's a pet.
That's worse.
Hey, it's that or I just toss him in the water. Or eat him. I am a bit
Just
hungry.
toss him in the water.
Please don't eat me.
Shut up!
Oh!
Alright. I'm gonna put him on the cannon.
You put him in the cannon?
No, on the cannon. He's gonna man it for.
Oh, okay.
Alright,
Yeah, he complies. He's a little short for it, but he like gets. Oh, also, I forgot to roll to see if the cannon recharged at the top of the round. It did.
Alright. You're in charge of this cannon. If any enemy ships appear, you shoot them.
He just nods vigorously. He nods so much that his goggles fly off.
Alright, I'm gonna pick them up and give them back to you.
Okay. Is that your turn?
Alright, I'm heading to the back of the ship to see what the hell is going on.
Alright, you see the big wooden squid that's just barreling towards you guys.
I dislike what I see. That's the end of my turn.
Alright, Johnny. I'll say, Johnny, if you want to run along the length of, I guess now Sierra, you can reach the squid.
Okay. Right now, I'm on the top of it.
Yeah, you'll have to use your entire movement and action, but you could, like, jump to it.
Yeah, I'll do that, but
Alright,
Wait,
make
can I
a
have a-
athletics or acrobatics check.
I'm thinking, can I see her throw me toward the squid thing?
What was that?
could I have Sierra like grab me and just throw me towards the squid?
I guess if you want to delay your turn until after Sierra, sure. Sierra,
Yeah,
do you just
no,
want to use one of
hold
your
it,
attacks to throw Johnny?
Yeah, no,
Sure,
hold
why
on
not?
that. And when she does throw me, to like use weight to cut the water straight toward it.
Oh. Interesting. Let's drop Johnny behind Holgear this round. Holgear, is something you want to do? You can see Johnny now if you want to.
I'm gonna hold my action until the squid ship comes into combat range.
Okay, what's your held action?
Held action Eldritch Blast, because that's a very combat-oriented ship, and if I'm not allowed to shoot it, then I don't know what the hell.
Okay. Sierra, what are you? I guess you wanna throw Johnny backwards.
Sure.
It'll be at disadvantage because you're not quite used to. You're having to like muscle out of the open maw a little bit. You probably have like each arm through one of the eye holes, so it's a little awkward. It's not tailored for you. So, but go ahead and roll a strength check with disadvantage, or athletics with disadvantage.
Hey, Hogio, can I keep this gnome?
Oh, and that's the cool part. Since I'm your side, my player checks on me with advantage, so it's just a normal roll.
Oh, okay.
I promise to
28.
feed them.
Okay, yeah, you chuck Johnny backwards. Now, what's your plan here, Johnny? It's your turn now. You're flying through the air towards this thing.
So, I'm gonna use wake,
Okay.
and I'm gonna pull out last. I'm gonna use wake first to then make like an open space of air towards the ship, and I'm gonna have last as in there, so I can just basically like a cannonball straight into it.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll.
With wake first.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Action. $29 to hit.
Okay. You'll watch as Johnny flies through the air, releases one of these blasts that cuts through the air, but cuts through the water even more. And I think the squid was starting to come around a bit much. And as you just cause a bunch of water to disappear, it starts to dip down. And now you're flying straight at one of these viewports on the sides, one of these big, like, almost complete domes on either side of the thing. And you can just smash through it if you want to make another attack roll.
Yeah, now use make sure I don't harm myself. I'm gonna use a wake, not wake, blast, and use the endure ability if I take damage from it.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, if you actually absolutely just want to smash through, yeah, I think you can just do that. Because there's no way that this glass is going to be enough damage. So you just put the shield out in front of you, smash through. Again, it's not a clean entry. And the inside of this thing doesn't make a whole lot of sense. You actually get the sense that there's like an anti-gravity sort of field in here. So you instantly become weightless and all of the glass just sort of bounces around the chamber. And you look and you can see that there are several illithids, or mind flayers actually, that like look over at you and just like And they look terrified that you're just in here with this big fuck-off sword and a giant shield. I'm gonna say that's your bonus action and one of your attacks, but you still have your movement and another attack if you want to do something.
Make a hole into the water window and leave.
Options.
It had enough velocity that this thing is now completely underwater. And I think it's dived down so much that you guys can barely see it anymore. And water just starts pouring in to where you are, Johnny.
Okay.
But you probably got a few rounds before it does anything too detrimental.
Okay, in that case, I'm going to momentarily put away the Blake, fallacious, and I'm going to just swing at. In the ship, is there like machinery, or is it like mainly just or any kind of like switches or buttons or controls?
There is a bunch of strange technology that you don't understand.
Okay. I'm going to take a swing with fallacious using the shatter.
And you're just gonna hit some of the machinery?
Yep.
Alright. Go ahead and roll to hit.
And I still have advantage because I still that lasts for 10 minutes.
Oh, nice.
So 28 hit.
Yes. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. I'll roll a single d10. So 26 points of thunder damage.
Okay. Wait, how did you get 26 out of 3d8? Oh, double.
So
Gotcha.
the ability as a d10.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you wham into this thing, and just like a shockwave, just like just ripples out, and all of this strange technology just ripples, and they clasp their heads and like rush. They rush past you like to the machinery, and you notice that the anti-gravity goes off, and now you can just feel yourself and the ship just sinking into the ocean.
Okay. And one more swing for good measure.
I mean, that's 2 attacks already.
Yeah, I have 3.
Oh, okay.
'Cause I'm a fighter.
Gotcha. Go for it.
Let's roll. 26.
Yep.
Uh, 26.
Yeah, you hit it so hard that just half of the dome breaks in half, and water just fills in, and you have completely scuttled the ship, and you and all of the crew are now floating in the water.
And do I have my bonus action?
You already used your bonus action.
Well, change my reaction to use Soulbound back to the ship.
Yeah. You watch one of the you watch one You watch one of the mind flayers look at you, go to say something, and as you turn away, you just like disappear and reappear on the ship. And you were completely soaked in water, but nobody notices, nobody calls it out, so I guess you'd get away with it. But what you guys don't see is a very brief argument underneath the waters as a burst of energy shoots up from the waves. As one of the... I really want to do this joke. Screw you guys, I didn't even get a chance. One of the mind flayers turns the other and says, "How could you do this to Octopus?" And just shoots a laser beam and disintegrates his comrade.
I'm firing my laser.
Yeah.
For some reason, like, Johnny's entire run remind me of that scene on Doom Eternal where the robot says, "You can just make a hole on the surface of Mars and just like shoot the BFG at the planet just because you can."
For future reference, you should hold your bonus action for teleporting back on your turn if you are the one that scuttles the ship. Otherwise, if someone else scuttles the ship, you can use your reaction. Just for future reference, but I'll allow it this time. Holgear, Johnny teleports back to you and he's completely covered in strange mucus and blood and all sorts of liquids, including water. And like Eliza, I think she like quickly prestidigitates Johnny clean and dry. And so Saria's like, "Oh, it looks like Johnny... Oh, well, apparently he's dry and didn't drown, so he's still in play, it seems."
So, any of the ships going in approach? Any other ships?
At the moment, there's not a whole lot going on.
You know what?
Not
I'm
much
going
I
to...
can do then.
I'm
I'm
pretty
going to
sure
book
we
the
boarded
remaining-
all the heavy hitters.
Oh,
I'm
there is the
going
big
to-
water wheel that's coming up, but it seems like it's keeping its distance from you guys. So unless you want to... Basically, all of
So-
the aggressive, like, ships have been completely taken out. So unless you want to instigate something, you get the idea that not many people are gonna go for you.
I'm pretty
There, I
sure
have, like,
everyone has realized if
9
we go
turns.
to them, we're gonna die.
I still have a couple of turns while wearing this ship, so I'm going to disengage a lot of things. I still have like my movement and one attack, so I'm going after the water wheel.
Okay. Holger, are you gonna do anything on your turn?
Is there anything to do? I mean, none of the ships are engaging. None of them are gonna. Are they gonna get close enough for us to attack?
They're definitely gonna keep your distance from you guys. So unless you want Eliza to confront anybody, you think that you're gonna stay pretty clear until... oh, you guys are moving into the wetlands. There's like a bunch of trees that are whizzing past you now. And I probably should have told you this a little bit earlier, but there was so much going on. And Saria and Bobby talk about, "We're moving into the wetlands, watch out for mudwalkers and crocolisks and whatnot." So there's going to be natural environmental hazards now to watch out for.
Okay. Quick question: can I, since there's trees on the banks, can I pick out one of the taller ones and shoot the side out from it to sort of like put it across the river?
You want to like fell a tree
Lay a tree.
behind you guys?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and make a... do you want to use the cannon or anything, or are you just shooting at it?
Sure, I'll try the cannon. Why not?
Okay, the gnome sheepishly steps away from the cannon and lets you man it. He's like, the scary fishman told me not to... Okay.
You're okay. Don't worry, he's really scatterbrained. He'll forget about you in half a day.
Okay.
Stay out of sight, kid.
I'm not a kid. I just... Shorter
I
than you,
don't
that's a
care.
bit mean. Okay.
Oh, Gil,
And
can I
I'm
keep
gonna
you?
No, slavery is illegal.
It's not slavery. He's a pet.
That's not an improvement. Anyway, what do I roll for the cannon?
Just roll a d20,
Okay.
and it has a plus 8.
That's a nat 20.
Okay. I think what happens is you shoot through one tree and then another tree and then another tree, and you just like create a line of fell trees. And so that water wheel you absolutely catch, and it like stumbles and it launches up out of the water and almost wobbles and falls off to the side. Actually, yeah, no, it keeps going. But in that moment that it disconnects from the water, you actually see what it is. And it seems to be an elegant, almost like beautifully wood carved or some other material that has a bunch of like very ancient runes on it. And this doesn't seem to be any sort of modern, mechanical contraption, but actually some sort of ancient mystical, it's almost divine sort of vehicle.
All right, let's blow it up.
Havelock, you recognize this vehicle actually.
I still want to blow it up though.
Okay.
So
But
where
yeah,
am I
blur
working?
your flitter real quick.
I was gonna ask Havelock,
And-
what did they call these kinds of vehicles?
Pinwheels.
Okay. Cool. But yeah, several of the smaller boats that can't just sort of like plow through or like maneuver over them have to wheel around you. So you've basically put yourself in a line now, where there's just like people lined up behind you, and there's people less spread out now. So very good.
Yeah, that'll be the end of my.
Okay. Sierra, what are you doing? I asked, scared. Actually, go ahead and make an athletics check with disadvantage to see how well you're keeping up with the Stug, or excuse me, the Sunken Dutchman.
25.
All right, yeah, you're keeping relatively same speed with it. It is a bit difficult, but you're managing.
I'm wondering if a couple of trees did.
Yeah, and
that
Bobbery and
much
Sri are
of
talking
work.
amongst themselves like, what the heck happened? Is the Shrieking Eel in cahoots with the Sunken Dutchman, or is it lying in wait? It's really tough to say at the moment.
I think I'll just start like hitting some trees to knock them, and maybe like removing some of the parts of the armor that are on my way.
Okay. Yeah, you guys are starting to get into like swamp territory where the water is really shallow. But yeah, you're having a little difficulty maneuvering as well as the Stug can, just because you're so long. And this thing has a lot of maneuverability to it, but you kind of broke a bunch of it. So if you just want to kind of like clothesline, just like knock a bunch of trees down or whatever, you can certainly try. Again, these are just like swamp trees. They're not like in deep roots or whatever, so it doesn't take a whole lot.
And my time with this is probably ending, so I'll find somewhere really annoying to block. To block as many competitors as I can.
Well, if you like just sort of like make an unarmed strike and like knock over, like just push over some trees as you're going, you can do that. Unless there was something else you wanted to try and do.
Yeah, sure. That make an unarmed strike, and that's a 17.
Okay. Yeah, you knock a few trees over, and you realize that as you're doing that, you're actually starting to slow down a little bit. So you've actually you've managed to slow down some people, but now you're sort of in the thick of the pack. But the Stug is definitely relatively far ahead.
Yeah, but as I said, my size increase will end at like any moment, so I'll just find like a really annoying spot to block as many of them I can.
Oh, you just want to like
shrink
turn
back
sideways
again,
and block them all?
Yeah, because I should shrink like really soon, and when this happens, I will just like teleport back to the ship.
Oh, okay. How long does your transformation last?
A minute, but I can use this like 4 times. So
coming
I probably
up, you guys are
didn't use
getting
that.
into the caves, and that means that you basically are getting funneled down now. So if you just want to like block up the cave entrance and just like stop everybody, you could absolutely try to do that.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I'll probably be sitting there because I might need to like renew the whole size thing, and have to wait for another full minute.
Okay. Let's do one more round. The water wheel is definitely coming up, and it looks like it's getting ready to pass you, Sierra. So you'll have one more round. So at the end of this round, Sierra can either try to like grapple the water wheel or block everybody else, and she'll have a choice. I guess if she communicates with that, but does anyone else want to try and do anything this round?
That I can do right now. Yeah,
Alright.
I'm not gonna do anything.
Okay. I'm just looking at my final list of racers, and I'm thinking about who do I want to make happen and who is probably already dead. Oh, here's a fun thing that happens. Suddenly something falls from one of the nearby trees, and Eliza is unable to steer out of the way, and suddenly slamming into the deck of the ship is a large seed that is completely spiked. And as it just sort of lands, it crunches down into the deck of the ship. And Eliza says, we've got to get rid of that. So there you go. Now you've got something to deal with. Havelock, what do you do?
I'm gonna look at her and ask why we have to get rid of it. It's just a seed.
This thing is like the size of a large barrel. It
It's
is
a
like
seed.
6 feet in diameter and 7 feet tall. And it has punctured into the actual hull of the ship, and you can see that water is starting to splash up from below.
Alright, I look at the gnome.
Oh, the gnome's dead.
What the hell happened?
The seed landed on him.
No, oh, my pet gnome. Why is
Your
every
pet
pet I get
gnome.
just die?
All right, you know what? I'll roll to see if he saves. Are you kidding me? He rolled a nat 20.
Ha!
He dives to the side and says, "Oh, gee, Havelock, that was really close."
How the fuck does he know my name?
Well,
Oh, you probably say it.
yeah.
Everybody all said him at some point.
Alright, I'm gonna pick up the gnome and say, go downstairs. Start getting rid of the water.
I don't think this boat actually has a downstairs, but I can certainly try and do stuff. This is a single deck boat.
I hate this ship already.
Okay. Do you just want to take the gnome and shove it in the hole and try and
Uh-oh.
stop some of the water?
I'm really tempted. I know you're gonna kill him if I do.
Well, Alright, do you guys know what a thwomp is?
Oreo?
Yes.
Yes.
Imagine that has landed on the deck of your ship.
Alright. I'm gonna set a bullet out.
So you're willing to take a bunch of spiky damage?
I'm good with it.
Do it.
Okay. Go ahead and make a strength check to try and,
It's only a
Pull it
little
out.
spike damage. Alright. For the record, I might crash again, so...
Alright. While you're at it, go ahead and take 16 points of piercing damage as you just grab onto it.
it's only 16. Let me real quick take the damage. There we go. Alright, am I doing a saving throw or is this a pure check?
Just a check to pull it out.
Alright, dice.
Wrap like a band-aid.
I mean, the good news is that Johnny can basically just swing his hammer and fix it, but it has to be out of there.
14.
You start to get it loose, but you're gonna need a little bit more oomph. I'll say that's
No,
just one
help
of
me out
your
here.
that's just your action. If you want to try and go again, you can.
Alright, I'm gonna look at the gnome. It's time we man up, come on.
Okay. And he comes over and tries to help. Oh my goodness. He got a 23. He heaves it up.
No!
He beef.
Oh man, I rolled a damn 3. I
Uh,
got a 5.
I think he picks it up with you on top of it. And he's just like, and just chucks it off the side of the boat.
See, this is why I wanted this gnome.
Make a deck save to get back on the boat. Oh, actually, you could just bonus action. Oh, no, you don't. You're not soulbound to it. Yes, you have to make
Yeah,
a
but you
dex
can
check.
use the spear, right?
Give me a moment. Rolling my save.
Do 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 do.
Also, you take 7 more points of piercing damage.
That's a 15.
All right, yeah, you get back on the boat. You're fine. Johnny.
You said 7?
Yes, 7. Johnny, it's your turn.
Yep. Yeah, I'm pull out Felix.
Are you gonna fix it, Felix?
Yeah,
All right.
I'm gonna fix it.
All right. With one attack, you can fix the hole in the center of the boat. There's also a little damage done to the back end, where the shrieking eel tried to bite the boat. And then there's the side of the boat where the and I guess you have 3 attacks. So you can just like bang, 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 heal up the ship to full.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll do that.
Holgear, water wheel is steadily approaching, passing Sierra.
With bang bang pow.
Yeah. Those gnomes are cramping my style. We're on some next level now. I don't know. Holgear, you're muted.
Leave my gnome alone.
I know, I was brushing my teeth, sorry.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, I was expecting the race to go much faster than this, I'll be honest.
I mean, we decided to moto a bunch of people, so...
Yeah, you did, but it's working out for you, so I'm not gonna stop you.
Man, I should have grabbed more than one gnome.
What?
Yeah, truly
army of
embrace our
little
pirate
people.
nature. We took over and command another ship now.
Yeah, I literally
Yeah.
took one of their people.
Maybe that's like
Not
one or
very
another
much.
who survived
Yeah.
inside the snake, but they are like,
Like,
you know how Bennett like ended up after facing Batman, after bones broke and stuff like that.
Only the strongest vehicles get dragoons into your legion.
Only the strongest gnomes are allowed to join us. That's why I took this one.
Okay. You haven't asked him for his name yet.
I know, that's why I say gnome.
All right. Holgear, you want to do anything?
I'm going to make my way to the rear of the ship and hold my action with, I guess, Eldritch Blast to, in case they come within combat distance.
Okay. Also, the fire cannon recharged again. Keep forgetting.
Nice.
Sierra, you guys are getting out of the marshlands at this point. You're heading into Crocolus territory, where they like to hang out in these deep caves. It's almost like sewers in here. But once you get out of this cave system, you'll get into just the straightaway channel, where basically it's just a final race to the finish. But you want to try and turn sideways and block everybody?
Mm,
The water wheel is definitely in front of you at this point, so you can try and do something drastic to get it, or you can try and block everybody else that's small.
okay, I want to make one attack against the wheel using my action. It can be like an arm strike.
Okay.
That's 23 to hit. And I'll be using my
Go
Fire
ahead and roll with disadvantage. It kicks up some water and buffets a barrier at you.
17.
A 17 will not hit. As you swing a fist at it, unfortunately, the torrent of the water is so strong that it buffets your hand away.
Okay, I still have another attack. And
Okay.
that's,
Yeah, you could basically just use your
25.
movement to maneuver.
yeah, 25 for my second attack.
It's still at disadvantage.
Yeah, it's 25
Oh,
into 9.
wow. Okay, yeah, that hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
I'm going to use the... Oh, yeah. So, that's... No, it's not this one. It's... Where's my... Attack. Strike here. 10 plus... 7. It's 17. I don't know if still up the buff that Johnny gave to us, because I don't think it made any attack.
No, your fist would not be considered weapons. I'm sorry.
So 17 damage.
Okay.
And I'm activating the
Yeah, you punch straight through the water, and you hear a sickening crack. And you actually knock it off course that it's going to have to struggle to get into this cave. Otherwise, it's going to crash.
No,
It
it's going
just
to be-
manages to do it. It like spins on a dime and twists and wobbles, and you think it's about to fall over, but it manages to catch itself. Also,
I'm activating, as part of the attack, I'm using my fire rune to force a strength saving throw, or the turret will be restrained for a minute. And he takes 2d6 extra damage. And just by activating it, so.
how's a
fire
22?
damage. Yeah, it succeeds.
Okay. Yeah, you try to plant a fire rune on it, but apparently this water is far too strong. Also,
And this
roll an
thing is trying
athletics
to-
check with disadvantage to swim. I should have done this at the start of your turn. Sorry.
That's a 21.
Okay, yeah, you're fine. Continue.
And I'm going to use Action Surge to dash and try to get to the cave before the wheel, so I can block everyone, including
Okay.
the wheel.
Let's make a contest out of it. Go ahead and roll another athletics check with disadvantage. I did not roll great. I'll let you know that.
20?
Okay, yeah, you get it
very
there
good.
just in front of it. And then you just like spin and pivot and like catch a whole bunch of water as you collapse, and the entire thing just tumbles as the mechanics of it start to crumple a little bit and just bunch up, and it definitely like catches up a bunch of little boats. And you have your bonus action.
I could do anything, but I think I'll just like wait here until I shrunk and I will just teleport back.
Okay. Well, that's the last thing that you have with your turn is bonus action, right?
Yeah. Movement, action surge, yeah.
Okay. Yep, you teleport back to the ship. You guys are now in complete darkness, moving through these tunnels, and Eliza says, "Hey, do you guys think we can get some light or something? Like, I know we're kind of glowing a little bit, but maybe something to help us see the way forward?"
I'd like to pull out my crossbow.
Okay.
I have light arrows.
Oh. Where did we get
I
light
have
arrows?
exactly 20. Oh, I bought it from that one gag shop. I bought that quill that makes any arrow I put in turn into light arrows.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, you just want to shoot a bunch of like tracers?
Yep. I'm just gonna shoot it all over the area so we can see ahead of us. And
Okay.
I have dark vision, so I can see like where I have to shoot.
Oh, okay, yeah. If you just want to, I don't think you need to even roll anything to do this. You can just like see the dangerous stuff coming up, and you're like, "There's a dangerous spot," and you just shoot an arrow right onto it.
Yep.
Okay. And I'll say with that, you guys can see that there are several crocolists, even some big ones. But you guys can try to maneuver away from them, and I'm going to see. No, none of them are particularly interested in trying to go after you guys. So I think you guys make it through the cavern section with relative ease. I think we're gonna call the session here before the final sprint, which means that I've got to
there
leave
is
you on a
anyone-
cliffhanger. What?
There are still competitors able to catch up with us?
If they were able to get past your roadblock, they would have, you're significantly ahead of them, so you probably won't even hear about them until out after the caves when you're in the river for the final sprint.
So we have a major advantage, pretty much.
Yes.
We wiped out anyone that was faster than us, or just outright had better attack abilities. And then we just made it to where everyone else couldn't do anything.
I would like everyone to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, okay.
I dislike what's happening right now.
Mm,
30, 20.
I got a 13, but if this related to poison, I have advantage. I don't know if.
No, this would not be a poison. This would be a curse.
Okay.
Ooh, curse flavor. Spice.
Sierra, what did you get?
13.
Okay. Holgear, what did you get?
Like a 22.
Okay. Johnny, what did you get?
24.
Dirty 20.
Havelock? Havelock. It's probably rolling it. I'm gonna roll for Eliza. And the gnome.
Looks like Havelock got a 14.
Okay.
Back. My thing crashed.
Oh, I'm sorry. Havelock, are you at the front of the ship shooting these tracers, right?
Yeah.
Okay. As you are shooting that, you hear the as Sierra soulbounds to the ship behind you, and when you look back, you can see the emaciated forms of Eliza and your gnome friend that are starting to turn cracked as their skin just starts to turn to stone, and they struggle to speak because it actually seems to be that's where they're emanating from. And Johnny, you feel something tickle your mouth and turn and look as a shadowy figure is breathing some sort of mist into your mouth, trying to suffocate you. And you all feel this terrible feeling as almost ash wafts down into your throat, and you choke and cough. And you can actually feel your lungs start to harden, and your nostrils become unable to suck in, but you're able to fight off its effects. But there are now shadows on your boat trying to turn you into stone. And I think one of them just whispers to all of you, "You should have stayed asleep." And that's where we're on tonight's session.